Ostenox cooked so freaking hard. The first round of our Cuba mini doc was not this good. And the reason why it's taken a long time for us to release the mini doc is because we patched it together, but it wasn't like good enough. And I wanted to go back and, give editing notes and and put together something that's like very cool for you guys to appreciate, that you can share with other people, like a standalone property, a standalone mini doc. And Ostenox's editing is so spectacular. And here is the intro is so good that I was like, bro, I have to show you, like, I have to leak this,
Right now, as we speak, there are 11 million people living 90 miles off the coastline of the United States of America in a Caribbean island nation known as Cuba, experiencing a severe crisis. Everyday life is being brought to a screeching halt. There are nationwide blackouts caused by a total collapse of the country's electrical grid. There's a shortage of food and medicine. They can't pump drinking water. Cuba has been starved of the most important resource to make modern life work: oil. For over 60 years, the United States has maintained a trade embargo against Cuba. Under the embargo, it's nearly impossible for foreign companies to invest and do business in Cuba while trading with the United States. For years, I've wanted to visit Cuba. I wanted to learn about the problems caused by the embargo. I wanted to see a socialist society in person. This month, I took the opportunity to go as a part of a humanitarian mission to bring aid that my government won't. I'd be accompanying Progressive International alongside hundreds of others from around the world. Activists, journalists, artists, and politicians will be coming to the island by boat and plane to deliver over 40 tons of necessary supplies, food, medicine, and medical equipment. Our first stop is Miami, Florida.
When will this release? Hopefully this week. Like, my goal was to get it released by today, actually, but it's obviously not going to happen. Yeah, Tyler Hassan Vera. It's Tyler Hassan Vera time. Is Unk a YouTuber now? Yeah, Unk is a YouTuber. But it's very good. Johnny Harris pissing and shitting after this one. John Old Harrison. Would you honestly call Cuba a socialist society with its current sanctioned state? I mean, it is. It is a country run by a communist party. There's definitely I would go so far as to say like an orthodox understanding of economic organization on the island. And then there's been some reforms. There's been some reforms in the economy. There's been some liberalization, some marketization that has taken place. However, and you'll see, I will, after this, I'll release my interview that I did with Cosio as well. After first we released the mini doc, and then I have almost like a 2-hour interview that I did with the foreign vice minister, and like one of the things that he was explaining to me was the fact that while internally there's a lot of there's differences in opinion within the party structure. People want reform. Some people are responsive to those demands. But the blockade system makes it virtually impossible for them to adequately apply this stuff, like adequately engage in any sort of economic reform whatsoever, because the American government has tried to, at every step, rip apart Cuban sovereignty. It's just so cruel. I don't know how to explain it other than there's like unbelievable cruelty. It's like maximum cruelty. Yeah. I think if you did a sit-down edited structure vids like this once a month, it would do super well and allow you to expand your reach since they would be easily shareable. Sure. Yeah, I think so too. Get excited for that. Mary Lou is not having any Hassan slander. We'll talk about that. We got some defenders even on the MAGA side.
Always do, Mom. Do you have ditties?
I have one funny one and 2 serious ones.
Okay.
I'm just making sure that Mr. Piker didn't get any broken bones. I saw that he traveled to Cuba with his communist group, his pink friends, the pink code friends, and people coming back from Cuba. A lot of people traveling there, they're getting break bone fever. And that's for real. It's like
what is a break bone fever? What?
Mosquitoes that bite you, and then you get this very bad disease. I'm just making sure that our friend Mr. Piker is okay. My husband loves his hat that you gave him, and I've been hooking up every day to stream to see if maybe you forgot my address.
Dengue fever? Wait, really? I mean, I didn't get bit once by mosquitoes. I don't know why. Cuban mosquitoes did not fuck with me. Like, straight up. Cuban mosquitoes did not fuck with me at all. I don't know what it is. I mean, but it's pretty crazy. Like, I didn't even have to use the mosquito spray at all.
And where you might be able to send me something. But I'm waiting on my gift. I can wait. And then, and this is your invite to come back. You come back on our show because
God damn, somehow.
Hassan Piker has become the golden child of our family.
It's the most bizarre
What
turn
the
of events that has happened in the course of this entire podcast.
No, I know. Chad is turning me into a podcaster.
That's funny.
I'm almost 40. I worked in politics for a while.
You're almost
I studied
40.
it,
How is that possible?
and
You
I've
look like
been
you're 20.
involved in the Democratic, I would say 2004. So a really long time. And we've had multiple instances where this has happened. And I've fallen victim to this personally, where, like, for example, between Hillary and Bernie, I was led to believe from the Democratic establishment, okay, like these millionaires who are supporting AIPAC and all of this stuff, they're not actually supporting the centrist Democrats, like the establishment, the Chuck Schumers, the Nancy Pelosi's. And they made everyone believe that, like, a Bernie Sanders, a progressive person, could not actually be elected to be president. It had to be somebody centrist to get the moderates. I believe that, honestly, maybe at the time it needed to happen that way, but we got Hillary, and I'm a Hillary supporter, over Bernie. Everyone I know preferred Bernie's policies, but so many of my friends were in my camp of, like, I'm pro-Hillary.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, this is a very commonplace experience. Stop saying you, dumbasses. Shut up. This is an incredibly commonplace experience amongst, like, a lot of educated, relatively well-off white women that went from, as lifelong Democrats, went from being pro-Hillary Clinton in 2016 and thinking, like, oh my God, Bernie is this reactionary force, or Bernie is this, like, misogynistic force, and his fans are bad, and he's wrong for the country, wrong direction in the country, to basically recognizing that Bernie Sanders was right, and the politics that he represents was totally what was necessary to not only defeat Donald Trump, but also to bring about much needed changes in this country. There are a lot of parents of people in this community that feel that way. Jennifer Welch is a great example of this as well. I think you guys are just, like, casting aside certain productive forces in this country, certain, like, social changes that are taking place, because you just, like, get stuck on the aesthetics. Okay.
Hillary, mostly just because we thought she had more electability. And now we have Hassan Piker coming out and, like, calling this out, and we're seeing this war of, like, the Democratic establishment towards him, and that can't happen. We cannot let that happen. Because at the end of the day, these centrist candidates don't do what we need. We need somebody actually progressive, like a Bernie, like a Mamdani, to actually move the needle. And we have to stop letting the Democratic establishment, the Chuck Schumers and Nancy Pelosi's, these old billionaires and millionaires, dictate it. Like, we have to get away from that as Democrats, and we can't let this, like, break us up before the midterm, and especially not as we're starting to gear up for 2028. Here's the thing about
Yeah, it's just like, it's so obvious that there are a lot of forces in the party that
Hassan Piker,
straight up, there are a lot of forces in the party that don't want to make the necessary changes. Like, they're very resistant to the necessary changes that need to be made, right? About social progress, economic progress, and perhaps most significantly, because it's a 90-10 issue, especially for the base, Israel, like our relationship with Israel. And people say a lot, and it's crazy that the Democrats are spending a good deal of time attacking that need, like someone who's responsive to the needs of the base, someone who's responsive to the demands of the base, and they're doing so in this, like, organized manner. It's this weird mealy-mouthed, like, response that they have for MAGA voters and Republican voters, where they're like, we got to expand the tent to those guys, and we all know those guys are a cult. There are a lot of voters out there who you can win over, a lot of independents who you can win over through a comprehensive agenda that people can associate with policy prescriptions that seek to address all of the economic pressures that everyday Americans, ordinary Americans experience, right? And instead of doing that, they're like, no, we got to get these MAGA cultists on board. And how do we get them on board? By being more moderate on social issues, leaning to the right on social issues. Well, that fucking fails every single time. So you're basically just saying, like, you want the Democrats to consistently lose to the Republicans because you don't care if the Republicans win.